thank you for having me. In the Arctic tundra, the orange part of the map, the winter night temperatures can be as low as -30 degrees Fahrenheit. But on a lucky summer day one might expect between 30 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It is also very dry in the Arctic tundra, with annual rainfall as low as 15 centimeters during a bad year, up to 25 on a good year, and that includes snowfall. Compare that to the rainfall of a rainforest, which can exceed 300 centimeters a year. Arctic plant life includes various lows, shrubs and a very diverse array of flowers such as bearberry shrub, for which shamans come from across the globe to collect for the healing properties of the plant. Healing properties on the urinary tract. A diverse group of flowers, cushion plants, are also very common in this environment, for they have adopted a heat-insulating cup-shaped flower that sits low to the ground. All of the plants are short in the tundra because of the strong winds. The tallest plant, the dwarf tree, barely reaches a few inches in height. About 1,700 species are divided between flat lowlands and highlands and the slopes that separate them. Creeping willows and daisies that can withstand lasting snow cover sit on the flat part, but the white harbor sedge grasses and flowers, some of which can also withstand snow cover. But let's not forget about lichen, which allow plants to take advantage of the high amount of inorganic nitrogen in the tundra soil. My friend George will say some more things. Page.
Thank you for having me. The tundra biomes harbor a layer of frozen carbon underneath the soil called permafrost. All tundra plants have adapted shallow roots, which allow them to pull moisture above the permafrost. People have come from all around the world to study the unique adaptations of these plants. Let's talk about environmental issues surrounding these polar bears' home. The surface area of the tundra on Earth represents about 1/6 of the Earth. The amount of soil-locked carbon under the tundra, however, accounts for roughly 1/3 of the soil-locked carbon on the Earth. If the permafrost layer were to melt, all of that organic carbon would be released as carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. How would this happen? First of all, the permafrost is sensitive to changes in the heat and pressure of the ground. Construction of roads and buildings, especially large buildings like natural gas extraction operations that involve significant amounts of pipelaying, take a huge toll on the ground infrastructure in the tundra. Another contributor to the eventual melting of the permafrost includes all forms of global warming, of course, because raising the temperatures in the Arctic will potentially melt the permafrost layer. As far as effects on the tundra itself, the tundra biome is the most sensitive biome and therefore it is the most endangered. Global warming can eliminate the tundra and these polar bears' home. Also consider the drilling in the polar ice caps. Accidentally spilled oil can seep southward into the Arctic tundra, which would harm these polar bears. Lichen are not only the primary decomposers, they are also food, so their contamination would immediately affect all of the trophic levels. In addition to oil pollution, air pollution is a killer of lichen in northern Siberia. The production rate of lichen is less than 5% of healthy levels, and the number of species has dropped from 50 to 3 species in under 100 years. Atmospheric sulfur dioxide caused by fossil fuel usage is responsible for the Russian lichen crisis. Now Rachel is going to tell us about the animals other than polar bears.
There are beautiful and diverse animals in the Arctic and the alpine tundra biomes. First off, yes, the lichen are a valuable food source for caribou, oxen, lemmings, and hares of the tundra. The caribou and oxen are prey for the Arctic wolves, and lemmings fall prey to the Arctic foxes. Hares and lemmings among the alpine are prey for the brown bears, but the brown bears are nobody's prey. Polar bears, on the other hand, of the Arctic rather than the alpine, are only victims to humans for big game hunting. Thanks for having me.
Created using Powtoon.